The cool thing on Zarya too, she's sort of a security blanket too, where her ultimate is so game-changing that even if you have a bad first few attacking runs, Zarya ult can usually be the last piece that puts you over the top in conjunction with other ults like Barrage, Dragon Blade, or all the rest. But while we're sitting here talking about the offense for Reunited, it's going to be Winghaven on the Reinhardt, Unfixed on Pharah, Cruz on the Zarya, Morte on a probably switching the Mercy because the Hanzo is just full. Volataja on the McCree, and Too Easy on Widowmaker, and there it is, Morte going to Mercy, of course.
Morte already has 92% charge. What? I mean, sorry, Cruz.
What in the world? That is a lot of Zarya charge to start things out. Cruz definitely looking to melt things here, and we'll see if they end up being more aggro from that. He has 100% charge, and let me tell you, Zarya melts faces like crazy when getting that level of power. Reunited, though, still being relatively cautious here. They don't want to go in too hard, lest they get punished, and be very, very good at punishing over-aggression.
Okay, taking a look. Morte will have his offensive resurrection. Chipsogen already has the defensive resurrection, so both Mercy's the first to collect their ultimate, and no surprise there. That's pretty much standard fare, as neither team is actually engaged with each other at all. Both teams very passive around the point, very timid.
Oh my goodness.
And Taimu, though, I didn't see that TP.
I was watching the entire time. Taimu went off with a double kill, forces the res out immediately. Voltage get you a little bit here for the offense, taking out Coco. Chip's just gonna res him right away. Does not want Coco dead for any length of time. But Taimu definitely sang the tone here early in the fight. But Reunite now starting to get a little bit more aggro. Too Easy takes out Harry Hook, Winghaven on the Coco, and now Unfixed going to juggle and kill the Widow up top. So Unfixed really making some stuff happen. And even though Taimu started out with a bang, Reunited recovered absolutely beautifully.
And that was as dominant as it ended up being. That was actually a very, very contentious play, because Harry Hook had his Deadeye, was about to kill 2 people from Reunited, but Volataja responded perfectly, killed Harry Hook just before the Deadeye came out, and then they just steamrolled from there on.
I want to talk about the ultimate situation now too. Cruz has Graviton Surge up, and that can set up Volataja absolutely great, and can set up Unfixed absolutely great. So if you're a fan of Wombo combos, stay tuned, because Reunited now is in a great position to really put on the time versus Envy here. Envy has to be careful not to get sucked into this.
And they're quite bunched up right now. Oh, but Cruz could do it right here. He should, yes.
There it is, Graviton's going out. Justice reigns from the floor. Unfixed, mopping up everyone, but the resurrection coming right in. Deadeye coming for the follow-up. Will it be enough? And yes, Reunited just cleaning up everything on the Envy side. Envy getting completely wiped out there. Coco doing a little bit towards the end of killing Cruz, but it's not nearly enough. And there's a team kill horn. My goodness.
I think you could feel that one coming from a mile away. You could see it. They were all bunched up. You knew it was the moment that Cruz had to pull that trigger, and ended up working out pretty good for Reunited. Although, that said, EnVyUs still has one more chance to jump onto the payload before this next checkpoint is collected, and it's almost there, but finally stopped. Internet Hulk dropping the barrier right on the point, as everyone's collapsing right here and right now, but the first 2 kills instantaneously already in favor of Reunited. Make it 4! So Reunited
went off there
right now.
Volataja went off there, and the top it all off, Too Easy immediately took down Tailspin with a headshot that had authority. So if you can shut down Tailspin like that, you are in a great situation. Too Easy right now is playing better on Widow than I think he was playing in any of the series so far earlier in the day.
And this is great for Reunited, because they did go down fairly handily to EnVyUs earlier in the day. So the fact that they're able to take such momentum into the final choke point here on King's Row is just bodes so well for the series.
No, absolutely. Volataja going in, fanning the hammer. The Earthshatter camp, of course, coming up from the offense, and they're just piling on right now. Envy seems a little bit shell-shocked. They need to do something to stabilize here. They don't want to give up the time this quickly. There will be the resurrection coming out from Chipsogen. Tailspin now, not in Pharah, is on the McCree. Has been for a little bit. Pretty close to getting his ultimate up right now. Just fanning the hammer, trying to take out that Reinhardt shield. And I'll tell you what, Envy now starting to stabilize a bit, and this is a little bit rough for United.
Yeah, Envy has begun to stabilize, and they've taken 3 kills as well. So now's about time where Reunited needs to run the hell away. And even running away, they might get caught out, as it looks like Envy's willing to chase at this point, but they can't chase too far. So they will hold back a little bit now.
Yeah, they're gonna hold back. You don't want overchase. That's where teams have absolutely gotten in trouble. But look at this now. Taimu is just gonna be very content to sit in the back here as Widowmaker, and Too Easy right now is no longer on a Widow. He's not gonna have that easy counter type option. He will be going as Winston, but that oftentimes doesn't work out as well as you would like. Too Easy right now going to basically almost die in the top, but meanwhile Tailspin with the quad kill deep on the other side. Deadeye and Fanning the Hammer doing all sorts of work. Too Easy was worried about Taimu, but the true threat in the end was Tailspin. Tailspin absolutely exploding for that.
And where even was Tailspin there? I couldn't even catch him on my screen. Just came from the flanking side and pulled off an incredible Deadeye for his team. And if you take a look at the ultimates, it's pretty even for both. But I'm glad to at least see that EnVy has put the brakes on this payload.
Now we have sound barriers coming up from both teams trying to make something happen here. We have Taimu over the top, still looking to snipe. Too Easy getting in on him. In fact, Morte going in for the assist. They really do not like Taimu right now. Meanwhile, Tailspin pretty close to have a Deadeye, but look at this. The Earthshower coming in from Winghaven, causing all sorts of trouble in the back. He'll crunch Tailspin against the back, but Chips with the Resurrection keeping the EnVy team in it, as Tailspin now very close to getting a Deadeye, trying to kill Winghaven. Winghaven dancing around, will eat the fan to the body, and now Deadeye about to be on the menu here for Tailspin.
No offensive resurrection or any ults whatsoever, actually, for the attacking team. So I think that this push is as good as dead. Even though they have 3 left on the point, none of them are DPS. They don't have any DPS characters left.
Yeah, without DPS characters, you're not going to be able to push people off the payload. It's going to be that much harder to actually get things going. As Tailspin now in the back, still fanning the hammer, still being a huge pain. They have to do something to deal with him.
I don't know how Winghaven just got that kill. The Roadhog pick seems like it might be working off. Again, Roadhog is kind of like a mix between DPS and tank. With the hook, able to still dole out tons of work, tons of damage, and gets another kill. So Unfixed Roadhog is working out here, big time.
Yep, we do have the sound barrier coming out from the defense being a little bit aggro, but not getting the value they want. Voltage turning right back, kills Harry Hook, and now Reunited in prime position to potentially win this game if they get one more kill. Taimu going in over the top, looking for a pickoff, has Mercy in his sights, but no, Too Easy with the save, stops Morte from getting sniped out. And Reunited, if they could just get a little bit more here, this might be all they need to finish out this map.
Yeah, I'm just impressed with Unfixed's play right here. And it looks like they're finally, Harry Hook is still alive, but they should, maybe there's actually time for them to push back in.
Tailspin gonna try and get on there, will get on top. Taimu's on top as a Reaper. Wraithform buying some time, he's gonna get hooked by Unfixed. Down goes Chips, and that is going to be GG. Reunited capping it out. But definitely a bit of a rebound there for EnVy. EnVy was able to buy themselves some very crucial time.
Yeah, that was about to be a blazing fast time set by Reunited, but EnVy, in the very end, in the final stretches, based off that huge ultimate from Tailspin, able to hold strong. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Winghaven shield going down there, and Tailspin just absolutely cleaning up. Nothing too flashy, just a Deadeye at the right place, right time. 7:08 is the time being set by Reunited, and that is pretty beatable. EnVy should be pretty okay with that time. I mean, they would have liked to have held for longer, obviously, but 7:08 isn't a time that you really dread when going on your own attack run.
Okay, let's switch it up and see if EnVy tries anything a little bit differently. EnVy has been playing less Zarya, that's for sure. So will we see a Zarya on the first point or not? Kind of hard to say. Also very not, you don't really need the Zarya. I mean, you can also opt for just 1 tank and instead 3 DPS and 2 supports instead of 2 tanks. Very common to see that as well.
No, definitely, and looking at it as they come forward here, lots of different looks that you can throw on the defense, and I just want to give a shout out here to the hero we haven't seen today. No Torbjorn today, no one's decided to go with the double builder defense, not a good day for Aardvark, but definitely a good day for Symmetra. In fact, Symmetra is a hero that sort of fell out of the meta for a while, and we've been seeing her more today than I think we've seen on any tournament day in recent memories. So you're a fan of everyone's favorite light builder. She has had a good show of it today. Looking at the defense coming out from the side of Reunited, though, it's going to be Voltaja on the McCree, Winghaven on the Reinhardt, Too Easy on Widowmaker, Cruz is going to be on the Symmetra, yet again, Infects on defensive Junkrat, and Morte, he's not going to stand that Lucio, he's going to run back and get on Mercy, and people do that just to help speed out the Symmetra and get her turrets out just that much quicker.
The sight of
and I'm not really sure what has happened that has brought Symmetra back in, and of course her teleporter is so powerful once you get it up, but it's always a risk. Because if your Symmetra dies in an early engagement, it just means that the teleporter is going to be up so much later. And she's not great at fragging. She's only really decent at fragging in very close quarters when comboed with basically the rest of her team. So it's a risk, but it's been paying off so far, at least paying off well enough to convince both of these teams and a whole lot of teams today to run Symmetra on defense.
Yeah, I mean, the Symmetra has been pretty effective. We'll see if it has what it takes to give Reunited a long hold here, but 7:08 is the time to beat. That timer is starting right now, and the EnVy offense is on the way. And let's take a look at Tailspin early on here. Tailspin has given us some of the biggest highlight reels for Pharah in recent memory, and we'll see if he continues that here against Reunited on Kings Row.
If I had to guess, I think he will, ZP. We've seen it before, and I think there's a good chance we'll see it again. And Taimu's up top, sniping away, unopposed. Nobody's really even going for him because they're more than content to actually wait behind the wall, which we see a lot of teams do these days, is hold very far back here.
Tailspin getting some good juggle, and the Junkrat was one rocket away from taking him out early on. The offensive EnVy right now really getting some good positioning, moving around this statue as they go in. As Tailspin now going into the back, going to Concussive Blast, and now he has Too Easy in his sights. Too Easy has to be careful, and he knew Too Easy was looking at him and backed out. That was great awareness coming out from the side of Tail. And now he's in a much better position to go in. Will eat the flashbang and get taken out, however, though. Perhaps a little bit too aggro. Too Easy picks up the double kill.
And Coco's in danger, kind of by himself. Coco, Internet Hulk, and Taimu now with this 3-man hit squad holding the objective and actually ticking away. They might get the second tick. No, just barely not, but at least they're able to get the first tick in this engagement. And Internet Hulk's by himself on the point, but still collecting kills. And this is 6 stuff out of Internet Hulk. Yes, there's
Too
another.
Easy is on the double kill,
There's
but here
another.
comes Harry Hook.
Maybe.
Everyone follow me.
Internet Hulk on the point.
Can't tell if I think this is sick play out of Internet Hulk or poor communication from Reunited. It was 1 or 2 people on the point. They were outnumbered the whole time, yet they got kills and they were able to get that first objective because of it.
No, definitely. And take a look. Internet Hulk still has his Graviton Surge up. They have Earth Shatter up. The Wombo potential is absolutely real here, and Reunited has to be careful. They don't want what happened to EnVy to happen to them on their defense here. This is where, if your offense does get through relatively quickly, you'll have this ult advantage, and this first fight can really just win the Streets phase outright. But here we go. This fight is about to be underway. Graviton is up here for Internet Hulk. We do have a Deadeye coming up from defense. There's the Graviton. Here comes Tailspin with the barrage. Going to help take out 3 people there between the various members of EnVy, and that's a pretty good look here for the Streets phase.
Yeah, EnVy combined for 3 there, and then also the Resurrection is bringing everyone back up. So Chips was empowering this team forward as the Zarya is in front, moving forward ever so slowly with the point. And no Reinhardt to be found in this composition right here. Reinhardt will be joining the fray in just a couple of seconds here. Coco coming back from spawn. But will they be able to get this next checkpoint? I think there's still time. There's still plenty of time, I should say, for Reunited to stop. But this is neither team with any ultimates, CP.
Yeah, we do have an Earth Shatter for the defense, and oh my goodness, it knocks down 5 people! That was a huge Earth Shatter from Winghaven. Will there be the follow-up, though?
Line
couldn't ask for a better Earth Shatter. Gets 2 kills off it, and that is going to push EnVy back.
Wow.
Winghaven collecting all sorts of value there.
Yeah, Winghaven, we said it before, but he has the iron sense for when it's time to go and when it's time to wait with that ultimate, and we've seen it time and time again. Basically, if you're able to knock down 2 or 3 more people with a single Reinhardt ult, it's probably worth, as long as you have teammates to help deal additional damage after they get knocked onto their feet, or off their feet, I should say. But, you know, Winghaven frequently gets 4 or 5, so 6 stuff.
Look at Too Easy. He's making his way to the back, takes out Tailspin. Tailspin absolutely having some troubles as Pharah versus this Widowmaker play. And like I said, Too Easy's been playing better in this set than he has pretty much all day. He's really bringing it to EnVy right now as he takes out Coco as well. The headshots are absolutely real.
And hyper aggression coming out of Reunited on defense. And that last engagement allowed them to build up not just 2, but 3 ultimates, working on a 4th, and a 5th will be coming not too much longer after that. So Too Easy now dropping the sights. It's gonna see the entirety of EnVy coming through the choke point right now. Coco pushing in first, but they don't have the ultimates backing them up here. Too Easy will go down quick though.
Yeah, Tailspin's able to get in there, get that kill. Taimu on the Voltaja. EnVy now looking absolutely renewed as they move forward. Sound barrier is out. They're going to be even more aggressive now that that ability has been used. Tailspin over the top, looking to take out Unfixed. Unfixed, though, getting supported by his Mercy, not the easiest kill in the world, but overall momentum definitely in favor of Envy here. The Earth Shatter, though, comes down, won't be enough. Unfixed with the barrage does not get a whole lot out, but here comes Tailspin with a barrage of his own, also going to get taken out. But in the end, I think Envy should be able to get to this next checkpoint.
All right, and with the time of, do you remember the time off the top of your head, TP?
Time off the top of the head, we have a little under 2.5 minutes left. Envy has a shot of taking this map, but really Reunited is a good position to defend here as well.
Yeah, Reunited set a good time. So less than 2.5 minutes left for Envy here now. It's do or die, and the ultimates are stacked in their favor, so let's see if they can make anything happen here with the ultimates. That's a bunch. It's a whole lot of ultimates up.
Not only does Internet Hulk have Graviton, he's at 90 charge, is going to decay a little bit, but they're going in. This is a great opportunity here for Envy. If they can win this next team fight hugely, that might be all they need to win this map. Here comes Internet Hulk moving in. Graviton will be used. Only grabs Reinhardt, though. Will it be enough? Reinhardt might even live from this. It's too easy. Picking Envy apart over the top. Gets chips and Tailspin.
Nice stuff by 2EZ. I say that because Coco was distracting in the back lines and pulled away the attention of almost the entire Reunited team. So for a moment there, I thought it could be very, very, very much in favor of Envy, but 2EZ had something to say about that in the form of headshot accuracy, making it happen for his team when it mattered.
And time-wise around, there's only a minute 15 remaining. This is really going to be the last push for EnVyUs here, and it would be a shame for them if they ended up going down one game at the beginning. That will eliminate their winner's bracket advantage. But here they go, they're moving in. They know they don't have much time. Tailspin moving in through the building, not taking the air just yet, as Winghammer and Voltage gets strike blood here for Reunited. If Reunited can just get one more kill, that might be all they need. And Chipsogen goes down. There will be no res for the offense.
All right, Tailspin has to do some magical stuff here. He might be able to make it. Oh,
magical. Commentators curse in full effect as everything going around Tail to a point of knocking him into the pit.
Oh, poor Tailspin.
Now, time-wise, there's only 38 seconds left. If it's not mathematically impossible, it's going to be real soon.
Yeah, just 20 seconds left. I don't think it's possible. Winghaven with the defensive Earth Shatter could be coming out here in just a second, but Winghaven actually will be taken out. He has a pixel of health, but survives.
Voltage got to the back line, picked up a double kill with authority. EnVyUs, though, Coco and Internet Hulk, the tank play coming in force, but with only 13 seconds left, it does not matter. And look at Unfixed coming over the top, gets the triple kill. GG's are being said, and Envy going to even up the series 1-1, eliminating the winner's bracket advantage from EnVyUs. So well played, the Reunited. We'll see where Envy brings us next.
Wow, that was a sick game, and Reunited just came out the gate swinging on attack. I mean, they set a time of 7 minutes. It looked like for a moment that they were working on a 5-minute or so time. So in a way, Envy was lucky to delay it to 7 minutes. And Envy had a good push, guys. They had a decent, good push. They never really got stuck on one point for too long. But in the end, they weren't able to beat that 7-minute time.
All right, so both teams want to see the play of the game. This is the truck of tears, as Hexagrams would call it. Rip Hexagrams, by the way. Hexagrams is off. It's not even a rip. It's a happy occasion. He is visiting his grandmother this weekend for her, I think, 92nd birthday. So shout out to Hex's grandmother.
Wow. Yeah, that's impressive.
All right, so there it is. There is the cap, and we'll see what the play of the game was, but well played, the Reunited, evening up the series, and definitely interested to see what Envy brings us to next.
Play of the game.
Okay, let's see what it is out of 2EZ. Played very well, both sides for his team, mainly rocking the Widowmaker throughout. Oh yeah, this was the big play with the ulting Winston in the back. I think without those kills from 2EZ, that fight would have been entirely different.
No, it absolutely would have. 2EZ really put the team on his back towards the end of that game, and he came alive in a way that he really hasn't all day. I mean, you think back to what he was up against, NG Blue a moment ago. Ludano is clearly a good sniper, but I feel like 2EZ wasn't playing nearly as well versus Ludano as he kicked it up here versus Envy in the grand final. So Reunited, well-deserved, evening things up 1-1, and we'll just have to see where we go from here.
Okay, what's it gonna be? Are we gonna head to a control map? Or is it gonna be payload all the way?
Lijiang is something that is on the menu here in the map pool. It will be up to Envy. Envy will get the choice of map, and Reunited will get the choice of side. And this is the suspense, is like, what will they call? Envy map choice. Oh, that's fish sticks. They're asking what maps are left. We'll look at this for both teams here. It's Lijiang, Dorado, and Hollywood, I believe. And apparently I can't type. So yeah, this is interesting. We could end up with Lijiang as the final map between both these teams if we do go to 5, because I'm not sure either team is going to want to bring us to Lijiang right away here. Neither team really seems to be that big of a fan, but Lijiang did slip into the map pool, so we'll just have to see where things go. I do think EnVyUs might be more comfortable going to Hollywood, though, for the next map, or given that it is in the map pool. There it is. Hollywood is going to come out. Of course, they had a really good showing on it before. And we'll see if they can do it again here in the GosuGamers Overwatch Weekly EU Cup Grand Final.
Back to Hollywood. Kings Row and Hollywood all day, every day. Apparently, that's just the name of the game at this point.
Yeah, Kings Row and Hollywood, definitely two of the most popular maps in Overwatch on the competitive side. I mean, there's nothing much more to say to that. We've seen more of them than I think any of the other maps, and I don't really expect that trend to change anytime soon. At least up until the point where one team gets so weak on one of these maps or so strong that neither team wants to play it.
Okay, looks like everybody's getting ready.
Yep, REUNITED's going on attack first, and we are good to go. The series is now evened up 1-1. REUNITED taking away EnVyUs' winner's bracket advantage, and now we are effectively in a reset best of 3 to decide our grand finals.
Okay, jumping into the game, guys. Hollywood will be the map, and this is effectively a best of 3 now as the teams are tied 1-1. Again, just as a reminder, EnVyUs was coming from the winner's bracket, so we awarded them a 1-map lead in this best of 5. And with REUNITED's win on Kings Row, we're back to 1-1, and it's the best of 3 from here on out.
Yep, best of 3 from here on out. We'll see what each team is going to bring to the table. Envy, of course, looked way stronger last time we saw them here on Hollywood, but, you know, as we saw from Kings Row there, where REUNITED really brought it on a new level, REUNITED can be absolutely scary on any individual map, so EnVyUs cannot take anything for granted going forward. Even if I would still say they're a little bit more favored in this matchup.
Thank you.
All right, and this is another map that does tend to favor Symmetra out of them all. And if the past is any tell, we're going to see a whole bunch of Symmetra from both teams here.
Right beside.
See where those actually, looks like this Symmetra is going to put some turrets up very far forward, very close to the enemy spawn. And of course, you want to get these turrets up, not because they're actually going to do much damage, but because it helps start to build Symmetra's ultimate just a little tiny bit faster.
Are they actually staying here? This is... Oh my goodness. This would be new if they actually stayed here. I don't think it's going to be a thing, but you never know. So I think they're really just banking on trying to get that first early kill to help build up Internet Hulk's charge, and they are going to back out. That would have been a first for Complay, but looking at the defense overall, for the side of EnVyUs, it's going to be Harry Hook on the McCree, Tailspin on Junkrat, Gypsygen on Mercy, Coco on Reinhardt, Internet Hulk on the Symmetra and Taimu. Repping here as the defensive Widowmaker, and they got that first kill in the Volataja. Mission complete.
Wow.
Just what they needed.
It actually worked. Oh my god.
Out.
I thought that was a pub stomp strategy.
I'll tell that the Volataja is Volataja having to wait for the respawn as Taimu takes out too easy, and Envy looking absolutely reinvigorated here to start out Hollywood.
And that means that their ultimates are going to build that much faster. In fact, look at Tailspin, who's already got 53%. Gypsygen as well, doing quite well for himself. Taimu taken down. He's very, very low. Taimu could go out, but he's being healed up in just the nick of its time.
My ultimate is almost ready.
Meanwhile, take a look at Tailspin here. The Junkrat spam so effective on points like Point A Hollywood. We've seen Tailspin do all sorts of work in the past, and he almost has his Riptire up. So not only is he doing a lot of damage with his primary, but we could see a Tire coming in here any moment. Going to drop the Concussive Mine on the Volataja. And now Riptire could be coming out any second.
And Cruz is already down for Reunited on attack here. Morte is stacked with his resurrection, but I don't want to see him use it here. Cruz gonna just spawn and come back from the spawn point. But actually, Reunited is in danger now. Ringhaven goes down way too early, so once again, they're gonna be down 1 or 2 players. It's gonna force the resurrection out of Mort, who's gonna be rebuilding that ultimate very, very quickly, actually, right off the bat. And suddenly it has switched favors, but Chipsogen still with the defensive resurrection. We'll probably see it here as Chipsogen can survive. Can Reunited focus down Chipsogen though? No.
The tire came in from Tailspin, took out the double kill, and even though Reunited had a pretty good front coming in, EnVyUs was able to withstand the assault, and they don't even lose a third of the capture. And this is sort of what we see a lot from Envy, even IDDQD back in the day, sort of this bend but don't break defense. They'll allow the offense to get into their territory, but they use spacing and positioning to their advantage to really make things work out. Reunited right now not taking anything for granted. They're already getting back up and into the fray. They want to get in, but they're just getting pushed back by all this defensive spam coming out from the side of Envy. Junkrat shots, Symmetra shots. And I'll note right now, there is no teleporter currently up here for Envy, so that is a small opportunity here for the side of Reunited.
Oh, Tailspin coming from behind, and he's actually put himself in way too much danger. I like the idea, but Reunited smelled that out a mile away, got the kill, and this could be an advantage for them here. It's still 5 versus 5, and they need a way to deal with Taimu. We're expecting Unfixed to jump up. Yes, there he goes, but he doesn't quite make it, so Unfixed falls just a little bit short. Taimu will be knocked down, but should be able to grapple away now.
Yeah, Taimu, that's a hard spot for Winston to get in on. Winston might have him here just because of the ultimate. Taimu will go down, and meanwhile, on the point, Volataja able to pick up the double kill. Volataja, always a threat when unaccounted for, will go down the Harry Hook in the end. Now, let's talk about Harry Hook. Usually, you think about Harry Hook, you think about him on supports, but he is absolutely killing it right now on McCree, really being the backbone of the Envy defense there, and as a result, Envy is going to hold on. They lose a third of a cap, but with only 1:45 left to defend, they are in excellent shape. The one thing that is going to go in the favor of Reunited, however, though, is that look at all the ultimates they have for the next push.
Oh, it's 5 out of 6 ultimates up and in play for Envy, and how the hell do you stop this? And even an ultimate potentially wasted here for the defending McCree and Harry Hook, now brought down to 50%. This could be insane. Here we go. The engagement begins with Unfixed jumping on up to the Widowmaker. Take it away, CP.
You see the ground taunt come up. Doesn't get quite as much as they would have liked. And Envy really spreading out here. A big Earthshatter comes down by Coco, knocks down 3. And as Envy spreading out, not getting crunched by that ground taunt surge. And Harry Hook with the final polish there, taking the double kill. And now with only a minute left and ultimates burned, Reunited is in a very, very tenuous position here.
Yeah, Reunited very good with Zarya, usually, but that Zarya ultimate completely off the mark, and even the Reinhardt versus Reinhardt play very much in the favor of Coco over Winghaven in that last fight. That's really what turned the tide in the end. So Reunited, with 40 seconds left, completely has to go back to the drawing board. They won't have very many ultimates, although they could potentially have 3 in this next engagement, but they're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way, and I think 2Easy's got to look for a pick before they can move in.
They need a contribution from 2Easy, and more than that, they need Winghaven to hit the Earth Shatter of the God. Some people in chat earlier today called him Godhaven. Well, he is going to need to channel that, because here they go. Reunited moving in. Harry Hook going to take out Volataja. That's a lot of muscle down now for Reunited. Reunited, though, they have to soldier on. They only have 10 seconds. They need to keep this in overtime. And they just got to get on the point right now.
They can't. I mean, they're going to have to, but what kind of advantage do they have? Okay, now it's 5 versus 5 on the point, and the battle continues.
Oh no, the hammer doesn't come down. Harry Hook taking out Reinhardt before the hammer hits the ground. And just like that, Reunited is going to be held here. A brilliant defense coming out from the side of EnVyUs, and there you have it.
Quick stuff. Not able to collect that first point. And we didn't even see anything cheesy. There weren't any Bastions. There weren't any Torbjorns. It was just standard stuff. But man, did Envy look so potent on this first point. Just playing very well as a team, fragging extremely well. Tailspin's damage output with Junkrat is just kind of crazy in this situation. And yeah, there you go. Yeah, 13,000 damage in 5 minutes. In a 5-minute game, Tailspin output 13,000 damage.
Not only was he doing tons of damage to the enemy players, but he was busting shields left, right, and center. It made life very, very difficult for Winghaven. And that's part of why you see Junkrat way more now on these points. The one downside of the Junkrat, of course, is that he will feed your Mercy ult quite a bit, but in the end, Mercy ult charges so quickly that it doesn't even matter because both teams will get ult in the end anyways. All right, so we are switching sides here. Now, Envy has a very easy path ahead of them here. If they cap point A, something that Reunited was not able to do, that will be it. They will be up 2-1 in the series and be one map away from winning it all.
Yep, so Reunited, they've got to put up a crazy defense on this first point. And we can't count them out yet, but the way Envy's been playing, I just don't see Reunited holding all 5 minutes on that first point here on Hollywood. We'll just have to wait and see, guys, as things are definitely heating up. And Reunited, as you mentioned, in very much a dangerous position. And if they're not able to hold full hold on the first point, it's going to be moving it to tournament point for Envy.
Definitely. So chat, catching on to I said, I wanted to say brilliant, but was going to say great, and somehow they merged together to be brilliant. I was like, man, I hope the G didn't come out that much there, but it did.
I didn't even hear that in real time.
No, I sort of tried the cover for it, but didn't, and it just, the words merged together. But either way, looking at the defense coming out from the side of Reunited, it's going to be Morte on the Mercy, Winghaven on Reinhardt, too easy on the Widowmaker, Volataja on McCree, Unfixed again on Junkrat, and Crew's going to round things out here on the Symmetra. So very similar team comp coming out here from the side of Reunited, and we'll see if it can hold for 5 minutes.
And take a look at this, ZP. We're 44 viewers away from 20,000. Thanks so much to all 19,966 folks who've tuned in to watch this grand finals. We're so glad that you're joining us today. And yes, the maid for the attacking team was just a pipe dream. It was not real, unfortunately. But yeah, very standard lineup once again, entirely standard. The only thing that I guess you could potentially see is maybe Taimu on the Widowmaker instead of the McCree on this first point, but otherwise, pretty much what we expected.
Indeed, and right now, Envy not wasting any time. Even though they have time to spare, they are immediately getting in. Taimu takes that Winghaven, and now the defense of Reunited is going to have to hang in there without a Reinhardt to protect them. That's a pretty worthwhile trade out here for the side of Envy.
And Chipsogen very much further ahead towards getting his resurrection, so there could be a tiny, tiny window where Chipsogen has his resurrection and Morte does not. He's still ahead. He's up to 92. Oh no, but Chipsogen taken out. Who took him out? It was too easy with the clutch snipe.
Yeah, Voltage and Too Easy absolutely being the muscle behind Reunited right now, cleaning up a situation that could have went very, very bad for them. Taimu's in the back, somehow still alive. In fact, getting away with all of 11 HP. Voltage going to put a final bullet in him to take him down. And not bad defense coming up from the side of Reunited to hold things together, at least for now.
Very nice, Reunited. Holding strong so far with 1 minute and 10 seconds expired, and that would be crazy stuff if we ended up having a double full hold on the first point. We've almost never seen that in the history of competitive Overwatch, but that's exactly what Reunited needs here.
Indeed, but look at this, Envy not wasting any time coming in, and Earthshatter gonna knock multiple members of Reunited down. Won't be enough. Coco charging in, going to run right into Volataja as Volataja dispatches him. Volataja playing out of his mind right now, and Unfixed also getting the double kill on his Junkrat. Internet Hulk gonna have to run for his life, and he will get taken out.
What a shutdown! There, after knocking 3 or 4 people down with the Earthshatter, Winghaven goes down very quickly, and it's an entire reversal of fortunes after the resurrection out of Morte. But Chipsogen now with a res, so they will have the resurrection advantage in this next fight. But Tailspin down and out already, and Chipsogen might be forced to pop his ult already here.
Yeah, meanwhile, Voltage not wasting any time, gets a double kill. Taimu, though, gets a very vital pick on the Too Easy. The Widow v Widow game going a little bit now in favor of EnVyUs as they're looking for an opportunity. Take a look here. Here comes the tire, Unfixed, out for blood. This tire is going to be sneaky. It wants to blow up on at least 2 to 3 people. Doesn't always happen. Only 3 seconds left. It needs to move. Oh, no.
And right now,
the tire did absolutely nothing.
I don't know. I don't like Tailspin on McCree right now. I'd rather see him playing Pharah at this point, especially because Internet Hulk has the Graviton Surge. What are you going to compare it
Tailspin
with?
getting the double kill on McCree, trying to prove you wrong immediately. The anti-commentator's curse A very good run in here from Envy. They pick up 3 kills, but Cruz with the triple kill on Symmetra. But here comes Shipshigen, going to res 3 people, busting out the Mercy pistol, laying in some damage, almost kills Volataja of all people, as Tailspin's still alive now on McCree. Picks up another 2 kills, looking for more, takes out Volataja. And my goodness, Tailspin making things work here on McCree, and this might be game.
Teleporter. Folks have a chance, one less chance. It's going to be Winston, of course, the person, the character you want jumping in first with the shield, with the barrier, with all that extra HP. But Winghaven goes down and Winston goes down instantaneously, so this is still looking great for Envy here.
No, Envy's just cleaning them up, and that is going to be GG. Envy now 2-1 over Reunited. What a game on Hollywood, and honestly, it was great defense coming out of both teams, but Reunited just not able to hold on for the extra 2 minutes. Okay, where are we headed next? Quick win there for Envy. Bringing it to match point. Everything comes down to this next game for Reunited and the performance that they can have. And I know that they've got to be disappointed with the fact that they could not even get past the first point on Hollywood. I mean, they played decently on defense, but their attack left a lot to be desired. And again, very little Winston on attack on that first point. We've just been seeing Zarya time and time again instead of Winston, so the meta certainly has shifted in that direction. Definitely, and I just gotta say, looking at chat right now, nothing gives chat more joy than a failed Junkrat tire. I think I've seen the biggest reactions out of Junkrat ult, more so than any other ult in the game, especially when something doesn't work out, the tire doesn't have time to go in. Chat's just like, what was that? Everything from tires that don't go in for one reason, the tires that fail to climb up walls. It is a continuing source of joy to the Twitch community. All right, on to Dorado then, eh? I don't know why I turned Canadian for a second. That was weird. What's a boot the Dorado, eh? But yeah, Dorado, this is going to be interesting. This is another map where you can have huge holds on defense, and I don't know really who to favor here. I mean, overall, I'd still probably give the edge to Envy, but I could see Reunited having a gem here as well, especially since it is their map choice. So we'll just have to see if both teams are right. It looks like we will be switching sides here. It's going to be Envy on the attack first and Reunited on the defense, but casters are ready. Sure are. Can't wait to get into the game, and Dorado's an action-packed one as well, and I really do suspect that on attack we're going to be seeing Pharah almost all the time. Pharah really excels on attack on Dorado, and if it's Tailspin playing on attack, he's going to be playing that Pharah, whereas on the other side it's probably going to be unfixed. But if you switch onto defense, it's really time for the Rat. The Rat has come into the meta, has established himself as a staple of defense on pretty much every payload map, at least the ones that we've been playing all day today, you know, Hollywood, Kings Row, and Dorado, because they're all pretty much the most narrow of the payload maps. Well, that's definitely been a story all day today. It's not just been Junkrat, but also Symmetra. Symmetra are probably the bigger of the two stories, because we used to see Junkrat a lot on some of these maps anyways. Not all the time, but definitely meta-wise, Junkrat and Symmetra really cementing their place here today, and sort of goes to show how things can change. I mean, I don't even think we saw this much Symmetra even a week ago, so, you know, teams scrim each other during the week, and they come out with their very best look when they come into the weekend tournaments. Okay, we're just waiting for Envy to choose a side, and we're going to get into potentially the last game of the night. We're well over 21,000 viewers now, so thanks everyone who keeps piling in during this grand finals. We've jumped up from 15,000 viewers to over 21,000, now almost 22,000. So to everyone who's tuned in and spreading the good word, thank you guys so much. And this is just an online cup. Like, wow, the future of this game has so much potential for esports. Overwatch is growing at a rate that's hard to comprehend right now. I mean, a lot of us were bullish on Overwatch's future because, hey, you know, we've invested a lot of time into it. But even in my wildest dreams, I would not have expected it to get the crazy amount of hype and support it is right now. I mean, the fact where the Overwatch subreddit is, if it hasn't passed Hearthstone already, is probably going to do so in another week. Is just... It already passed Dota 2. Yeah, Dota 2 already done on the hit list. So yeah, Global Offensive is going to be passed up soon too on the subreddit. At this rate, that would be insane. It is just craziness. Like, actually, the one thing that I've been comparing it to the most is another one of Blizzard's more recent titles that you come from. You were a competitive Heroes of the Storm player, and if you compare Overwatch today to where Heroes of the Storm was at this time,
It's actually completely insane how much bigger Overwatch is blowing up, how much quicker Overwatch is blowing up. And, you know, I'm not going to give any insane predictions saying that Overwatch is going to be like a top 3 esport like right now. But the fact that it's already so much bigger than a game like HOTS means that pretty safe to say our first major tournaments are easily going to be eclipsing 100K viewers once we have EU and NA playing. And in its first year, I wouldn't be surprised if this game breaks the top 5 in terms of fans, in terms of the amount of content consumed by the fans.
No, I would not be surprised at all. I mean, the sky is the limit. But taking a look here at the defense coming out from the side of REUNITED, it's going to be Voltagia on the McCree, Winghaven on the Reinhardt, Too Easy on Widowmaker, Unfixed on the Junkrat, Morte on Mercy, and Cruz, again, repping the Symmetra. And for those who haven't seen Dorado too much in comp, this map is defined by its first point defense. If EnVy is able to get through here quickly, it would be a huge boon to them, but usually defenses hold for quite a while here, and if they don't, there is trouble.
Yeah, so Internet Hulk is not playing Zarya. He's playing Winston this time. So we're seeing Winston come back just a little bit, and Internet Hulk is one of the guys that's one of the most adept Winstons in Overwatch right now. He just, his game sense is on point, and he knows which high priority targets to go after. As the payload does roll under the archway, and it's going to be Winston, of course, engaging for his team, as he is wont to do.
Tailspin was looking to go very, very deep there, but gets taken out by Too Easy. Got poked once, got poked twice. He is down. And Too Easy right now being relatively uncontested in the back, really laying in the fire. Big team effort coming in from REUNITED to really hold this out as Coco going down. I don't even know how Coco ended up that far back, but Too Easy's giving him the one-way ticket back to his own base.
Yeah. And nice comfortable hold here for REUNITED as the payload has begun to roll backwards ever so slowly. And back to the drawing board for Harry Hook, Tailspin, Chipsogen, Taimu, Internet Hulk, Coco, and EnVyUs, the squad. And Chipsogen taken out by Too Easy in a long-range snipe there. So
yeah, Chips just sort of showed. Chips just sort of showed for a split second there. Didn't really realize he had broken LOS, and as a result, he was punished immediately by Too Easy. Too Easy having himself a game, and right now, since there's no offensive Widow, Too Easy is really not going to be under pressure back there in that archway. But here we go. The offensive EnVy not wasting any time, moving in off that Lucio speed boost. The payload is moving forward, and Too Easy takes out Taimu, and again, not a whole lot that can kill Too Easy back here. He is effectively playing Duck Hunt.
Yeah, and Tailspin floating above, and that Reinhardt shield is a high priority now. Winghaven still has all of his shield left, and in this engagement, it's kind of like a Mexican standoff right here. Neither team pulling the trigger, but Unfix gonna get a double, and that's gonna push off EnVy for this next engagement. And what is this? REUNITED keeps putting up these ridiculous defenses on the first point. Will we see a full hold again?
Well, it's so interesting, too, because you think back to the C9 EnVyUs series that we saw a while back, and both teams had crazy offense, but their defense suffered, and now today we're seeing some really good defensive holds, so I don't even know what's going on Overwatch-wise when it comes to the offense-defensive swings sometimes. But Unfixed in a good position here is dropping the spam into the archway. EnVy right now deciding to come up their left side, moving in. We should be seeing a tire here soon. And I'm going to note Taimu is on the Widowmaker now, so Too Easy not going to have anywhere near as free of a reign of it. Here comes the tire. Tire waiting for its opportunity.
Right.
Going.
Yeah, Tailspin now
on the tire needs to move in and will get the double kill in the end. Patience paying off there. As Too Easy again back over here, not really getting pressure too much, and he's gonna take out Harry Hook. Taimu right now looking for the revenge snipe, not able to get it. And if Too Easy doesn't go down in the back, it is serious problems here for the EnVyUs squad.
Looks like Taimu's actually gonna switch up here. What's he gonna be switching to? Reaper, interesting.
Reaper. This doesn't help them deal with their Widow problem, though. That's the only thing that I sort of have against this.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways, I'd almost like to see a Genji come into play. And I feel like I put too much faith in Genji personally, but he's great against Widow in my opinion. But no, finally looking good here for EnVyUs.
Genji can definitely apply a lot of pressure, even if he doesn't always win the one-on-ones, he's still a threat. And Unfixed, going to take out Coco, is able to land those point-blank bombs, but look at this, Taimu, as the Reaper, does take out Morte, and EnVyUs applying a lot more pressure now, more so than they have in quite a while. Chip's gonna drop the Resurrection, bring up those Fallen Heroes, and they're very close to capturing this first point.
Oh wow, Taimu's dealing a ton of damage with Reaper right now. And, you know, Reaper, he's limited in that he can't really kill people that are more than about 3 to 5 meters away from him, but if you're coming from the side, if you're not detected, and you're coming from a good flanking angle, which we just saw Taimu do, you can just dole out incredible damage, especially to tanks, but to all classes indeed.
Definitely, and meanwhile, look too easy over the top right now, looking for some Widow value. Not gonna find it. Finds a Winston Fist in the back instead. Internet Hulk really bringing things forward. Tailspin able to take out Unfixed, and now Envy with momentum on their own. They don't want to give Reunited a chance to set up here. And Tailspin looking for the flashbang over the top. Will it happen? No! The flashbang does not quite connect, but still Reinhardt under pressure has to back out. Deadeye is out. Will it be High Noon? Not quite. The skulls came up, but people were able to LS it just in time. Tailspin, though, still gonna take out Winghaven, getting a double kill anyways.
Oh yeah, Harry Hook also giving the sound barrier to his team. They already had a two-manage advantage. Now both teams are fully up on the point. It's actually anyone's game at this point to see who will wrest control over the payload.
No, absolutely. Reunited is trying to fight back a little bit. Winghaven did get a double kill, but the overall trend of this fight is just not in Reunited's favor. They've been getting pushed around a lot. They do have the Primal Rage up, trying to buy a little bit of time. Look at Harry Hook. Harry Hook fighting Winghaven and takes him out! You don't see that every day. My goodness.
All right, so the momentum squarely in the favor of Envy as they're able to get another one-man advantage for this next fight. Valutasha trying to do his best, but he's kind of all by himself with Morte. I feel like that was kind of a misplay by Valutasha and Morte, about 10 meters ahead of their opponents, not able to delay the capture of this checkpoint. And this is free reign now for Envy for the next 25 seconds or so.
Well, Reunited in trying to stop that were chaining deaths over and over again, and they gave up a lot of good defensive positioning as a result. And now Envy is in a pretty good position as they move forward to this last checkpoint. I'm not sure they're going to change anything up. It doesn't appear like they are just yet. Tailspin does it with Deadeye, and we'll see what he does with it here in just one moment.
And 2Easy has now got his pulse bomb. Let's see if 2Easy will find an opportunity to get a kill or maybe even a double. Yes, it could happen here. He's going to deny the ultimate out of Tailspin as well. So great stuff by 2Easy in the beginning of this engagement.
Pulse Bomb, an absolute threat. You don't see it as much right now because Tracer's getting played less. Less than I expected with one hero limit, but still Tracer, a big playmaker, especially when Pulse Bomb connects. Still though, Reunited with their hands full here, has 2Easy is able to chase down Internet Hulk. He went through the tunnel there, ended up having success, but look at Tailspin. Tailspin on the flank, on the double kill here. Taimu and Tailspin acting as the Bash brothers at the moment, just wrecking Reunited from side to side. And this is gonna let EnVyUs keep the momentum.
Yeah, Unfixed playing very well, but just barely unable to get the kills that he was searching for there. And that's going to allow EnVyUs to push forward with impunity. And we could see an ultimate here by Unfixed. If he's able to land a couple more direct rockets, he will build his ultimate up. But this is still looking great for EnVyUs.
No, Envy is in a great position here. Valutasha trying to even things out a little bit, does take out Taimu. Winghaven does have Earth Shatter on deck. This could be a huge ult if Coco drops his shield. This is where Coco has to keep the shield up, but no, he's gonna charge in, taking the fight right to Winghaven. Winghaven not going down just yet, still has the Earth Shatter. Could drop at any moment, but no, he's gonna get taken out by Tailspin instead.
Wow.
Might have needed to pull the trigger a little bit earlier there.
I've just been watching Unfixed, and I hate to sound like a broken record, but they need to deal with him. They haven't found a way to deal with him. He's been completely untouched, raining rockets from above, using that high ground very, very well to his advantage. Even though Taimu gets a double here, I just don't see it doing anything.
Yeah, I know, he got the double kill, but the defensive reinforcements will be coming back in here in a moment. And looking at Unfix, he does have a barrage at the ready as well, so only 2 minutes remaining. Really, Envy, for as good as their offensive pushes have been in the last few minutes, realistically, they only have about 2 good pushes left. And one of those pushes is probably going to be stymied out by Earth Shatter and Barrage.
And Tailspin finally switching over to Pharah. The character we kind of know he's known for most. He's now switched on over, so we'll see what he can do. And he has to do a lot. He has to face off against Unfixed, who's a very adept Pharah in his own right.
Definitely. We see Unfixed here over the top, still hanging on to Barrage. Probably one of the most patient players in using Barrage. Winghaven gonna drop the Earth Shatter. 3 people down. Justice raining from above. Unfixed with the big follow-up, gets the triple kill. And Envy not looking so great here on the attack. Coco the last one remaining, and there's going to be a full team wipe.
Nice
Big
stuff.
plays coming up from you.
Yeah, huge plays for 2Easy and crew, of course. They're doing quite well, and they have 3 ultimates versus the 2 for the attacking team. So Harry Hook will have the sound barrier very soon here. So we will have 3 ultimates versus 3 ultimates in this next engagement. And it's got to be Envy just outplaying the other team because they're not going to get it any other way. And Too Easy gets the kill on time. How?
Heroes
How?
never die.
I don't understand.
I don't know how that went
There's
down.
poison gas.
But in the end, that is a huge blow to the Envy offense. They're going to have to wait for those two to come back up. And time is just slowly slipping away from Envy here.
Yeah, wow.
Don't worry, my friend.
Yeah, Envy,
Have your shield.
I don't know if we got to see anything. Yeah, Tailspin switching it up. Even though he already was close to the Pharaoh Barrage, he switched it on over to Genji. And I'm excited to watch some Genji play. We haven't seen it very much in this tournament at all. But Too Easy, or sorry, Tailspin needs to make it work out here for his team.
In fact, they just got to get to the payload right now. They're waiting a long time to even trigger overtime. They might be waiting too long. Winston will be able to leap in here in a moment. Here comes Envy. Last gasp attempt coming out. Sound barrier out for both teams. Will be enough. Pandemonium on the cart, behind the cart. As both teams still full strength, they're looking for that on-point first kill. Voltagia tries to flashbang over the top. Does not land it. Internet Hulk now cleaving two people in the back. As a huge Earth Shatter lands, Coco connecting for the 3 Earth Shatter, and this might be it for Envy. This might be exactly what they need, but a gigantic res coming out from Morte, bringing up 4 people. This is the climax of the game, and Winghaven does have an Earth Shatter. Will he be able to turn the tide as Envy now looking way more poised on this last push? He's gonna bring Internet Hulk for a ride. Internet Hulk though knocks him back, and he's gonna go down.
Wow,
Will
I'm
this
so
be it?
impressed with Tailspin's Genji right now. I gotta say, I don't know why we don't see more Genji. Yes, his damage output isn't as good as it used to be, but Tailspin just went ham for the last minutes of that game, and it's gonna collect the capture. Not a good time at all, as it's captured in overtime, but at least they're able to get through the full map and force REUNITED to also do the same.
No, definitely. It was incredibly crucial that they got there and got that final cap. And it opens things up here for EnVyUs and definitely just gives them a little bit more oomph as they go forward. And now, if they can hold REUNITED, they will win the series. That will be 3-1. That will be it. But, you know, REUNITED, as you mentioned, they have all the time to work with in the world. 1042. That extremely beatable in all senses of the word.
Absolutely. Man, I want to see more Genji play out of these adept Genji players. He could just be an absolute game changer. The reflect, it was absolutely huge during moments. Of course, the thing that makes Genji so good is that every time he gets an elimination, his dash resets. So the more kills you get, the more mobile and the more kills you can continue to get after that point. And that's exactly what we saw out of Tailspin. I mean, he built up his Dragon Blade in just probably 30 seconds of an engagement. So really sick stuff out of Tailspin, and but like you said, ZP, REUNITED, plenty of time to work with here on Dorado, a map that they're super comfortable with as well.
Yep, and EnVyUs, we'll see if they can do the first point hold. I think for Envy right now, they don't want to mess with going into the Streets phase or the last phase. Envy is going to go all in on just trying to end this right here at the beginning on point A. And it's where teams end this a lot here on this map, so that possibility is absolutely there, especially if you consider what they did on Hollywood just a map ago.
Yep, switching things up here though. Do wonder if we're going to see any deviation from the norm. Defending roster looks pretty much normal.
You hear that?
What's it going to be on attack? We'll find out in a matter of seconds.
The attack might have a little bit of a switch up here. This is actually what we saw in the last series where we were impressed with seeing the Roadhog Genji. I don't think REUNITED is going to change from that. Morte, of course, he's not going to be on Hanzo. He just likes to entertain his Hanzo dreams before going Mercy. But this is an interesting lineup here for REUNITED. It's going to be Voltagia on the McCree, Winghaven on Roadhog, Unfixed on Zarya, Morte on Mercy, don't be fooled, Too Easy on the Widowmaker, and Crew's going to round things out here on the Genji.
Turret in place.
Okay. And people are saying in chat right now, because we're 2 minutes ahead of you guys, like, oh, McCree's OP, 15k damage? No, Tailspin is OP. He's got 15, 16, and 20k damage in games today. So that's just how Tailspin rolls.
Yeah, no, Tailspin has been having himself a day and then some. It has been really good for him. Regardless of the outcome of the series, he's definitely going to show up in the highlight reel in multiple ways.
Yeah.
But the offense now is on the way. Cruz as Genji now trying to get to the backline immediately. Hit a Junkrat trap. Good on Junkrat even getting the trap up there. Almost caused Cruz's death. Cruz is able to get out of there. And now the offense now going to be slowly looking for positioning, and the defense of Envy trying to hang in here.
You must like me.
Yeah, Envy, they have a tough task ahead of them as Too Easy is moving on to the left side, trying to look for a Widowmaker pick, and he actually has free reign for a moment here, but unable to connect, unfortunately, for Too Easy there.
And look at this, Voltaja now just sort of poking with Tracer on the outskirts, trying to build up a pulse bomb, looking for an opportunity. We haven't seen as much Tracer here on this map, but Voltaja trying to make it work. And Tracer can do a lot of poke onto a Reinhardt from that range. I mean, it's a high spread, but Reinhardt has a pretty big hitbox.
Too Easy wins out against Taimu, with leaving his team with a one-man advantage, although half of the Reunited team are all about half health. So they're actually in a dangerous position. Morte, though, stocked up with his resurrection. So Morte may have to use that here in a second.
Speaking of things being used, the tire right now is on the way. Bobbing, weaving, Too Easy did not get the tire alert. He gets run over. Tailspin with the kill there. And no, this is a little bit bad news here for Reunited because Internet Hulk does have a teleporter up now. And their job of cracking this defense just got that much harder.
And really clutch stuff out of Coco there, kind of saving himself with the ultimate. Good thing he built that ultimate, but you're not always sure when to use it, and that was a good place to use it.
Meanwhile, take a look at Cruz. Cruz able to find that teleporter. Mission successful for Genji's stealth run in the back. So they won't have to worry about the teleporter. That's a big deal.
We got 5 ultimates up for the attacking team. So Reunited looking to go ham in just a second here. And although one of them is down already, so Morte has to make a tough decision. Will he use his resurrection on just one? And yes, he does. And that's okay because now the attacking team has a 2-man advantage. Oh, Chipsajin goes down before Chipsajin can res the rest of the defending team, and that's got to be the checkpoint here for Reunited.
This will be checkpoint. That just did not go Envy's way at all. And the worst part about that is that even though Cruz used Dragon Blade in the back, Unfixed didn't even need to use his Graviton, and Graviton, of course, one of the slower building hunts in the game. You don't get too many in the course of a game. So the fact that they were able to take that point without burning Graviton is absolutely huge. And by the way, you want to talk about a DPS combo people don't realize is out there? Whole Hog does an incredible amount of damage if you have a Graviton there to hold people in place. That could be future attractions here for EnVyUs if they're not careful.
Oh, Too Easy biding his time, but misses the shot. He was going for the headshot. Okay, Taimu
having some technical difficulties. The game saying, no, you're not going to go on the McCree. Might be something.
Okay, there comes Too Easy. Too Easy getting an early pick. And 2 now down for defense as Envy dropping out very quickly here, and Reunited setting a really, really strong pace here on Dorado.
And again, remember the first round here where really Envy is going to win this map if they cap it out at any point other than the extreme end of things. It would have to go to overtime for them not to win off a cap. So Envy really needs to hold on here for quite a bit longer. Pulse Bomb coming in from the back from Voltaja, blows up Tailspin and Harry Hook. A big pick off there from Voltaja, making Tracer work, and now Reunited in a great position. Here comes the Graviton Surge. We're waiting for it for a while. Does get 2 kills off of that. Winghaven rushing in with the whole hog. Might not be enough, though, as we see EnVyUs coming right back. Coco swinging the hammer, getting way too much done, makes it a triple kill.
Wow, utter one-sided domination there. Even though the res came in, Reunited got killed in a split second. And Envy holding strong, and this is really one of the first times that they've had a good long time to set up their defense around the payload. And how will they do this? Internet Hulk jumping up, but actually canceling, not jumping through the window, as Too Easy is continuing to poke and prod at this defense with a sniper rifle. And he has done so much work for his team, really almost, I think, the MVP right now.
No, definitely, and we'll see how this goes here. Envy still having to hold on for a very, very long time. Taimu does have Deadeye. That's about all that the defense has going for them right now. Is Taimu right now having a little bit of trouble here with Voltaja. Voltaja almost has Taimu down. It's 1v1. Taimu needs help, and it's not going to happen. It's Voltaja soloing him down. Throws the Pulse Bomb, does not quite connect, but the damage is already done here from Voltaja. Pretty big power play coming out from the side of Reunited, fueled off of this Tracer gameplay.
Oh man, Internet Hulk is doing his best to try to take out Morte, but Morte flies away, dashes away to a friendly teammate in the last possible second there, extending his lifeline just a little bit. And Morte has got to have the resurrection. He does indeed. So this team looking potent with a couple of ultimates now to their name.
Yeah, and time-wise, Envy has to effectively full hold here for the next 4+ minutes as Chipsajin going to eat a rocket to the feet. Unfixed being relentless here in the last minute or so, picking up kill after kill. And this is dangerous now for Envy. This is not where they want to be, and they're going to have to dig very, very deep if they want to hold here on this point.
Yeah, of course, REUNITED is down 1, so this is do or die. And REUNITED has to get that payload to the very end of the map in the next 4 minutes. If they do that, they are going to take the win and bring this to a tied series. If they don't, they are out of the tournament, and EnVyUs picks up another win against REUNITED.
Indeed. So here we go, unfixed right now, moving forward, looking for his opportunity. If he can get it, the sound barrier is out. The barrage is still in the clip, but here it is. Barrage on the way down. Only kills Taimu, not quite what he was looking for there.
Yeah, Winghaven left all by himself. Winghaven, he's still swinging away though, trying to get a little bit of value out of that. No dice in the end, but back to the drawing board for REUNITED, but still plenty of time to do it. 4 minutes still. A little bit under 4 minutes now to make it happen.
REUNITED trying desperately to finish out this map. If they do, they will tie the series 2-2. If not, they will be going home, as EnVyUs will be winning the grand finals. A lot at stake here between both teams, and here comes the next REUNITED attack run. Taimu's in the back, will use the Deadeye. Will it connect? Will not connect here.
Too easy trying to take out these high value targets and eventually able to get a kill or two, but it's a kill or two on both sides, so still anyone's control at this point, but the payload does continue to move forward, and REUNITED making a strong case for themselves here. They're gonna get a bunch of kills. There's still enough time for EnVy to get back onto the fray, but REUNITED moves ever closer.
No, this is bad news here for EnVy right now. Even looking at the ultimate situation, Winghaven has an Earthshatter at the ready. They have a Resurrection. The defense nowhere near as blessed with ultimates right now. If Winghaven can go in and land a good Earthshatter right now, it will be over. Winghaven looking for his opportunity. Not sure if EnVy is going to give it to him. As now he's down to 50 HP, running back. Eats the Fire Strike and dies. Now Coco turning with an Earthshatter of his own. Doesn't get enough off it, but it might not even matter. 3 kills here for the EnVy defense, but the Resurrection Forte bringing REUNITED back into this fight. They are keeping the pressure on as Winghaven drops the Earthshatter. Knocks down Internet Hulk, but not much else. As Taimu now exploding with the quad kill. EnVy hanging on by the skin of their teeth.
All right, you guys are in for a treat because this is the best possible way to watch Overwatch. We've got 2 minutes and about 40 seconds left to get to this final checkpoint. REUNITED has inched this payload forward with each push, successively getting it closer and closer. Yet with only about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, time ticks down and their hearts have to be beating and the team comms have to be insane right now because this is crunch time, truly.
Both teams do have a Resurrection up here. Both Mercies are alive. The Sound Bearer is out here for the offense. The offense of REUNITED moving in for the kill. But look at Tailspin. Tailspin on his bread and butter. On Pharah, over the top, looking to take out this Lucio. Not connecting just yet. Both teams still at full strength. Both reses still available. Internet Hulk going to take out Winghaven. And Morte will go down. No offensive Resurrection will be on the table here. And REUNITED is in trouble on this offensive push.
Yeah, one more push, down and out, completely smashed. No one on defense died in that engagement. And I've been seeing REUNITED look a little bit disjointed at times. 1 or 2 people coming from one side, the rest coming from the other, which is usually pretty good, but they weren't focusing down any targets, so they weren't actually able to collect any kills in those times. And now we only have 2 minutes and 10 seconds left on the clock. And it all comes down to this for REUNITED. They have to do this, otherwise they're out of the tournament. The pressure is mounting. Balutaja by himself, though, still alive. Somehow, some way, Balutaja surviving for a little bit of time, but the first kills immediately now going to EnVy.
EnVy absolutely cleaning up right now. They have a huge ultimate advantage. Morte has a res, but that's about it here for the offense. The last offensive push for REUNITED is about to be on the way. They have more time on the stopwatch clock than they do the in-game clock as Taimu takes out Morte. That was absolutely huge, and that alone might have just sealed the game here for EnVyUs.
All right, but Too Easy switching it up.
Taimu.
Too Easy had 0 success playing as Winston. His Winston was not doing the work that it needed to, and will it be another Hero Genji play? It just might, and Too Easy needs to make it happen. In fact, they need to jump onto the payload in just a couple of seconds here. They need to push.
They're waiting for
balls
Morte to
deep.
get back. Morte now starting to get back into the fight. Unfixed in the back as Farah. Defensive sound barrier is out. Here comes Envy. They want to end this right here, right now. They have the ult advantage. Voltage, though, able to take out Internet Hulk. Deadeye is on the table, looking for this pickoff if he can get it. Not able to connect in the way that he would like, but an Earth Shatter coming down from Winghaven. Moving forward is Reunited, but it's not enough. Taimu and Harry Hook striking right back. 3 kills for Envy. This is neck and neck. The resurrection coming up from Morte. Morte will pay for that res with her life. Chips already using the res earlier on the fight, and too easy. Calling GG. Reunited, staggering deaths, and Unfixed the last one to fall, and that will be it. EnVyUs going to win the EU Grand Finals here in the GosuGamers Weekly. What a game, Fish Sticks.
Wow, what a game. And Reunited had such a strong push at the end there. It was looking good in the last possible seconds. Big resurrections out of Morte. But Taimu, in the end of this match, how many times did Taimu get a big dead eyes, a big fan manning the hammer big time? Here's just one of those dead eyes.
Definitely huge plays coming out there in general. Look at Coco, 23,000 damage blocked. You don't see that super often, but I mean, what can I say? We saw a great play come out of both teams. Envy in the end coming out a little bit ahead, able to win this series 3-1. Reunited, though, definitely showing us some really good gameplay. And yeah, that is going to do it for us here, as EnVyUs will be your champions.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to do a winner's interview or anything.
Normally I would. I have to take care of some things, pressing stuff that came up that I've sort of been pushing away. Because, of course, midcast, but I don't have time for a winner's interview tonight. Okay. It's the one rare time, but usually we do go to that. It was still an absolutely great grand finals to watch. And yeah, I mean, that's about all there is to it. Envy coming in strong. And I'll note, Envy did that from North Carolina while playing on EU servers. They were playing from the US.
ZP, I got a question for you. What do you think? Cloud9 versus Envy, if they played on LAN, what would happen?
C9 versus Envy, I don't know. I mean, you go and look back at the last Alienware monthly melee, they were incredibly close. It was, you know, basically down to 1 round on King of the Hill. I think it's a coin flip. Both teams are very evenly matched. Okay, well, we'll have to look forward to that in the next major LAN, which I'm sure you'll be hearing more about very soon, guys. Future of this game so bright. And I mean, it's some interesting things to talk out through the course of the day. One of the things that stood out to me, and we saw it kind of shift in the very end, was just the sheer lack of Genji. We also didn't see any Torbjorn and very little Bastion as well. So I'd say those are really some of the big differences between EU and NA, as NA really does like to play those sides and those teams. But what a great finals. EnVyUs ends up winning in the very end. But Reunited put up a great fight in the grand finals, especially after going down in the winners bracket. But ZP, man, if you got to go, let's wrap this thing up and give our final thoughts, eh? Yeah, final thoughts. Fish Sticks channeling Canada again, but what's about all that?
It's a useful word. I like the word. Okay.
Final thoughts. I mean, we sort of expected these teams to be in the finals. I would say Envy is playing a little bit stronger than I thought going in. I know they're a strong team, but they really brought it, even in cross-continental play. And it was just great to watch. I mean, what they did was just phenomenal. Reunited, though, brought it to them on several key maps, not the least of which was what we saw in 66. And it just makes me excited to see these great teams fight each other time after time, and we're seeing a real top end develop in Overwatch. But Fish Sticks, any final words, shout outs, declaring Horde or Alliance allegiance? The floor is yours.
It's been awesome casting with you, ZP. Tons of fun to do so, and the one hero limit ended up being pretty fun as well. Despite being slightly stale at points, at least we weren't seeing 2 Winstons and 2 McCrees on every other map, so that was kind of nice. But yeah, like I said, super interesting to see the difference between NA and EU meta. It's actually quite striking. There is a pretty significant difference, I would say, at this point, and I just can't wait till we get to those first lands. Go check out the competitive Overwatch subreddit. I'm going to be posting there a lot. I'm actually just I'm a moderator there as of yesterday, so go support that subreddit. We'll be posting about tournaments and schedules, and I think guys like Redbot were doing a guide on Reinhardt, which is pretty cool as well. And that's it. If you want to follow me, I'd appreciate it. If not, it's fine as well. I'm just Fish Sticks on Twitter. I'll see you guys at the next cast.
All right, and for me, final shout-outs, follow me on Twitter at TempoZP. Following your favorite casters on Twitter is one of the best ways of showing support. I don't even tweet that much. I'm terrible at tweeting, so it is effectively free for you. I stream on Twitch, ZP_TV. Haven't been able to stream as much as I'd like recently, but definitely getting back into it. But that about does it for us here today. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to our sponsors for helping provide for this great event. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for the GosuGamers Overwatch NA Weekly, where we're going to get a taste of the NA meta, and some of the best NA teams will be duking out. But see you guys then.
Hex will be back, so I'll see you guys in chat. All right. Peace out.
All right, see you guys then.